So now that we've identified the paragraphs and the topics from them and put those in the course content worksheet, then we've decided the subtopics we think we want to use, gone through the sources, put some of them aside, tried to figure out a preliminary or a working thesis. We're at step 5, and that is to write keyword outlines for the paragraphs involved. This sheet should look familiar to you. If it doesn't, then go ahead back to a previous video and figure out how to fill that out. I'm just going to go through the motions here. You might be able to catch on, or again, you may need the refresher. But from my source content worksheet, I'm going to look at the topic, which here is Native American influence. I'm going to look at which source number it is and which paragraphs I need to complete the keyword outline for. So in this case, with the Native American influence, I'm going to put that as my topic. It's source number 1 and paragraph number 2. Then I'm going to go here to the next set, and this is also Native American influence. Source 1, paragraph 3. Native American influence. Source 1, paragraph 5. And I have one more in that block, Native American influence. Source 1, paragraph 7. Then I go down to my next starred topic, which is change. So topic is change. Reading my chart, source 3, paragraph 1. Again, the topic is change. Source 3, paragraph 3. I'm just reading my chart. Again, I'm with change. I'm following it across to my next block. This is the Pope article, source 4, and I'm going to make the worksheet out for paragraphs 2, 9, and 22. So again, my topic is change. My source is number 4. And my paragraph is 2. Change. Source 4. Paragraph 9. Now I'm back to this one. So the topic is change. Source 4. Paragraph 22. Now we come to this block as our next star down. I've already chosen paragraph 3. So now all I need to do, instead of writing out a new one of these, I'm going to find the paper that talked about source 3, paragraph 3. So this is what I'm looking for, is source number 3, paragraph 3. Remember that it happened to have 2 topics in it, the slave influence and the change. So I'm going to show that. Sorry about that. Here, this is also former slave influence or former enslaved person's influence. Now I'm back here to the last star that I have, Japanese adoptions of food. That was from the 4th source, and it was paragraph 10. I have 2 more Japanese food adoptions. Source 4, paragraph 11. Japanese food adoptions, source 4, paragraph 12. Now, some of you are saying that's way too much paper. No problem. You can do it all on one sheet of paper if you want to just draw your own blanks. You can also do it electronically in a document or even in an Excel spreadsheet and save paper there. I'm doing this so that you can see a hard copy as far as just the old-fashioned way, if you will. All right, so now that we know which sources and which paragraphs we're looking for, we're going to go back to those sources. So I'm looking for source 1, and I'm pulling it back out. I'm only going to look at paragraph 2 to create my keyword outline. So I'm only going to look at, this was paragraph 1 here, paragraph 2. Now, if you remember how keyword outlines work, you're looking for 3 and only 3 words or phrases per sentence. So I'm looking at this first sentence and I'm picking out only 3 words that stick out to me that summarize that sentence. So what the Pilgrims endured is the stuff of legend and the story of the first Thanksgiving, celebrated every November by Americans as they toast the beginnings of the country and the strength and toughness of those early settlers. So kind of what's important to me is beginnings, maybe settlers, and let's see. Now I got to keep in mind that I'm talking about the food that they had. I don't see anything in here in that first sentence about food except for Thanksgiving, and it's not really important in this case. So I could pick endured or I could pick legend. I think I'll pick endured. So now I come back over to my keyword outline and I look for those words and I just write them down. So I'm writing down endured, beginnings, and settlers. Now, if you chose pilgrims, that would have been fine. If you chose Thanksgiving, remember that this is for you. So for me, I'll know that the settlers were pilgrims. Now I'm looking at my second sentence. The Pilgrims would not likely have survived without the help of the Native Americans in Massachusetts at that time. Their knowledge about the indigenous foods available was key. So Native Americans is going to be critical. I would say indigenous is going to be critical. And then I get a third one. Maybe I could do survived, or I could do available. I think I'm going to do available. So then I'm just copying those down. Native Americans, indigenous, and available. Now, in my mind, I know that I'm talking about foods because that's what my whole paper's about. The third sentence, many of these early staples like corn, beans, squash, and seafood still play a large part in New England's regional cuisine. So I like staples, and I like regional, and I like cuisine. And my pen's going out of ink. So I'm going to say staples, regional, and cuisine. Now, I might decide later on that I want to go back and pick up one or more of these, but I know that when I come down to paragraphs 3, 5, and 7, I'm going to hit 3 of those. I'm going to hit the corn and the beans and actually, no, just 2 of them, the corn and the beans. So I don't need to include those here. I can, but I'd have to take out one or more of these words. That's it on the sentences, so I don't need to do sentences 4 through 10. Those were just in case my paragraphs were quite long. Now I move to source 1, paragraph 3. Here's my third paragraph. It deals with corn. Pilgrims considered corn to be more fit for feeding animals than humans, but out of necessity, they quickly learned how to plant and harvest the vital crop. What's my third one? Plant and harvest, I think. So when I come here, I'm going to say corn, vital. Now remember, I get to draw for free. So I'm going to draw my little corn plants. I am not an artist, please don't laugh. And then I'm going to draw a bushel, the bushels of corn, to show that it was the harvest. It went a long way towards saving their lives, and corn has a large footprint in the past and present New England cuisine that includes succotash, Johnny cakes, corn muffins, cornbread, and corn chowder. You get the idea. So I would say saving their lives. And I'm going to go with cuisine again. And I'm going to put save lives equals cuisine. Now, can I reconstruct my sentences from this? It was vital for the Pilgrims to learn how to plant and harvest corn. It saved their lives, and thus they incorporated it into the cuisine of New England. Again, we're going for a rough general feel. I'm going to work these other paragraphs and come back in another video and show you how to put these all together.